Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of the Cheat Meal Draft Review Series presented by Deep Fried Draft. My name is Brian Bosarge. I'm going to talk now about the New York Giants. Um, about a mid-pack draft, I think, for the Giants. No what you'd call a home run per se, but they did add a intriguing offensive weapon in the first round at pick 23. The Giants select tight end Evan Ingram from Ole Miss. Ingram is essentially a tight end in name only. He'll split out wide most of the time. He was never really asked to block at Ole Miss, and he probably never be asked to block at the NFL level. But Ingram has 4.4 speed, and you pair him along with the receiving triumvirate that the Giants have with Odell Beckham and Brandon Marshall and Sterling Shepard. This is a Ingram could be a dangerous weapon for Eli Manning and the Giant offense. Second round, they come back with Alabama defensive lineman Dalvin Tomlinson. Tomlinson had a good week at the Senior Bowl, which elevated him from fourth, fifth round area into what became a second round pick. Tomlinson has pass rush upside. He was often overshadowed by his more populous teammates, some of which he even got drafted higher than. But Tomlinson's mainly a run stuffer. But like I said, he does offer some pass rush upside. Pick 87 in the third round, Giants draft perhaps Eli Manning's replacement in the future. Maybe not. At worst, he could be a long-term backup option for the Giants, and that's Davis Webb, the quarterback from Cal. Webb is has a good arm. Comes from the air raid system, which hasn't produced a lot of quality NFL quarterbacks. But Webb can spin it, and he won't have to play right away, so that's a good thing. He can learn and acclimate himself to the NFL system. A good value pick at running back for the Giants in the fourth round with Wayne Gallman, running back from Clemson. I think Gallman's good in all three phases of the game. He'll pair with Paul Perkins to give, and possibly Shane Vereen to give the Giants another shot in the arm in the backfield. Fifth round pick 167. Giants take less heralded teammate of Derek Rivers at Youngstown State, Avery Moss, edge rusher. Transferred from Nebraska, has pass rush ability, solid against the run, but nothing special from Moss, unlike his teammate Rivers, who I think was one of the better pass rushers in this draft. And the sixth round, the Giants took Pittsburgh offensive tackle Adam Bisnowaty. I think Bisnowaty's probably best served to kick inside the guard. I just think he's slow-footed at tackle. I don't think he can handle tackle well at all at the next level. He couldn't do it at the Senior Bowl. I didn't see him do it at Pitt. I just think he's probably moved inside. I don't know if that's the plan the Giants have for him or not, but we'll see. Some undrafted players the Giants brought in. Southern Cal center / tackle / overall offensive lineman Chad Wheeler. I think Wheeler makes the team as a flex lineman who can play all five positions in a pinch. They also brought in Notre Dame defensive lineman Jerron Jones. Some thought Jones was a better player than his teammate Isaac Rochelle. I did not, but Jones is a solid player that could make the rotation there on the Giants defensive line. Travis Rudolph, receiver from Florida State, has speed, doesn't offer much else. Just looking over some other names. An intriguing tryout quarterback option was Jeremy Johnson, quarterback from Auburn. If you recall, going into the 2015 season, Johnson was anointed by some as a Heisman contender, a chance to be a possible top 10 pick in the draft. And if you just looked at his tools, the tools were there. And he still has the physical tools of the game. It's the mental tools of the game that Johnson does not have. Against Louisville, he ends up throwing 3 interceptions in that game, never mentally recovered from that, and could not regain any sort of traction on the Auburn depth chart as a quarterback this past season. I thought he should have transferred down to the FCS level, perhaps, and try to regain his credibility as a quarterback somewhat at that level. Instead, he was mired as the 3rd quarterback on the Auburn's depth chart this past season. So for a total value, I graded the Giants end up 15th in the NFL. Average pick value, they end up 19th. If you look at the money picks, which is the first 3 rounds, they finished ranked 23rd in the league. That's going to do it for the Giants. Coming up next, stay tuned for the Philadelphia Eagles. See you then.